Everything's abrupt today, no doubt about it. So please be seated. I'm Jerry Cruz, the Dean and Provost of the Southern Illinois University School of Medicine and CEO of SIU Medicine. I welcome all of you, parents, spouses, family, and friends, to this convocation of the faculty of the Southern Illinois University School of Medicine. This convocation is now in session. We meet today for the purpose of commencement of the class of 2021. This is the 47th commencement of the SIU School of Medicine. It's my pleasure now to introduce Dr. Dan Mahoney, President of the Southern Illinois University System.
Thank you, Dean Cruz, and good afternoon to all of you. First of all, I want to say congratulations on behalf of the SIU system to the 2021 School of Medicine graduates. Over our 150-year history at SIU, we've produced over 453,000 graduates. Those people have gone on to have an impact on the Southern Illinois region, the state of Illinois, and beyond. And today you join that group of outstanding graduates, and I'm sure you will have that same type of impact going forward. Graduating from a School of Medicine is always a significant accomplishment, but obviously you face challenges that few classes before you have ever faced. And so I want to first of all congratulate you on persevering to get to this point. This is a big moment. I hope you get to celebrate it in a way that really appreciates the moment for what it is. And also I'm so glad to be here in person to celebrate with you here today. Also I want to say thank you. The SIU School of Medicine stepped up in the last year and a half in many ways to help out the state of Illinois, and that was recognized over and over again, and I hear it constantly. So thank you for all that you've done. Congratulations, and we wish you the best of luck in the future. Thank you.
I'd now like to introduce Trustee Edgar J. Curtis, member of the Southern Illinois University Board of Trustees.
Good afternoon, and on behalf of the Board of Trustees of Southern Illinois University, I want to offer my greetings to the class of 21. And I want to just say three things this afternoon very quickly. First, I want to talk to the administration of the university, the faculty of the university, both basic science, our clinical faculty, our educational faculty. Thank you for what you've done for this graduating class. When this class arrived in the summer of 2017, bright-eyed, intelligent, eager to learn, it's been a long 4 years, and I know how hard each of you have worked, but without this faculty, you wouldn't be in the position today. And as you walk out of here today, competent, compassionate, caring physicians, it took a faculty like this to be here at your sides and help you along the way, and I'm so proud of this medical school, this university, and what they do every day to make a difference in people's lives. Secondly, I want to thank the parents, brothers, sisters, family members, friends, significant others. Thank you for all that you've done to raise and provide support to these outstanding men and women. This is an incredible journey they're on. And it is a journey, it's not a destination, it's a lifetime of learning, but they wouldn't be where they were, they wouldn't be the men and women they are today without your love and support, encouragement through the years. So thanks to each of you. And now to the class of 21. Aspire. When you leave here today with this degree, whether you're getting a degree in medicine or our Doctor of Philosophy candidates, you're going to aspire to do great things like your mentors that you've seen today. I looked and saw that you picked two individuals to represent your class, both with the pledge and with the hooding today. It's not a surprise to me that these two individuals came up, Dr. Constance, Dr. McDowell. Now, they're just two examples of incredible physicians that you want to aspire to be like them. Aspire to be like Dr. Elamine. Aspire to be like all these people on the dais, all the faculty you've met, clinical faculty over the years. And I'm going to say one final thing. Don't forget your ties here. Don't forget your ties with your classmates. These are lifetime friendships you've developed. And please, reach out to your faculty over the years. When you're having trials or you're wanting advice or counsel, they would be honored to hear from you and stay in touch with you and help you over the years. So, from the Board of Trustees, Congratulations, job well done, class of 2021.
Thank you. It's now my pleasure to introduce more members of the administration and dais party. Please hold your applause until all have been introduced. Dr. Wendy Wills Elamine, Associate Dean for Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion. Dr. Susan Hingle, Associate Dean for Human and Organizational Potential. Dr. Deborah Clayman, Senior Associate Dean for Education and Curriculum. Dr. Donald S. Torrey, Associate Dean for Research. There you go. Dr. Matthew Winkleman, President, SIU School of Medicine Alumni Society. Dr. Shelley Tishkow, Chair, Medical Microbiology, Immunology, and Cell Biology, and Pharmacology. And two members of the faculty who've been honored by the class of 2021, Dr. Eric Constance, who has been asked to read the Physician's Pledge, and Dr. Christopher McDowell, who will hood the graduates. Thank you. Dr. Tishkow will now present the candidates for the degree Doctor of Philosophy in Molecular Biology, Microbiology, and Biochemistry, affectionately known as MB-MB.
Will the candidates for the degree Doctor of Philosophy in Molecular Biology, Microbiology, and Biochemistry please rise? President Mahoney, these candidates have completed all requirements established by Southern Illinois University. On behalf of its faculty, I am pleased to recommend them to you for the degree Doctor of Philosophy in Molecular Biology, Microbiology, and Biochemistry.
In accordance with this recommendation, and by the virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I confer upon you the degree Doctor of Philosophy in Molecular Biology, Microbiology, and Biochemistry, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto appertaining. Congratulations.
Dr. Young Soon Hum Lei. Could I give her a diploma? Dr. Chang. Okay. Unfortunately, our candidate for the Master of Science degree in Molecular Biology, Biochemistry, Microbiology, and Biochemistry is unable to be with us today. She's ill. So I'd like to congratulate Andrea N. Marsh on completing all of the requirements for the degree Master of Science.
I think you just kind of stay here, right?
No, I'm done now.
Oh, no, hang on. Dr. Tishkow will now present the candidate for the degree of Master of Science in Medical. Oh, she's the one that's not here. Oh, I thought there was one here. Okay, okay.
We got it.
We got that one. Okay. I don't have to say that this time, as a matter of fact. Okay. All right. Okay. The Physician's Pledge is the traditional symbol of honored association of medical science with the highest standards of ethical behavior. Dr. Eric Constance has been asked to lead the physicians in the recitation of the pledge. The Physician's Pledge is found on the back of the commencement booklet. Will all physicians on the stage and all physicians in the audience please rise? Dr. Constance.
Thanks, Jerry. You guys. Yeah. Okay, and we'll read it together. As a member of the medical profession, I solemnly pledge to dedicate my life to the service of humanity. The health and well-being of my patient will be my first consideration. I will respect the autonomy and dignity of my patient. I will maintain the utmost respect for human life. I will not permit considerations of age, disease or disability, creed, ethnic origin, gender, nationality, political affiliation, race, sexual orientation, social standing, or any other factor to intervene between my duty and my patient. I will respect the secrets that are confided in me even after the patient has died. I will practice my profession with conscience and dignity in accordance with good medical practice. I will foster the honor and noble traditions of the medical profession. I will give to my teachers, colleagues, and students the respect and gratitude that is their due. I will share my medical knowledge for the benefit of the patient and the advancement of healthcare. I will attend to my own health, well-being, and abilities in order to provide care of the highest standard. I will not use my medical knowledge to violate human rights and civil liberties, even under threat. I make these promises solemnly, freely, and upon my honor.
Please be seated. Will the candidates for the degree Doctor of Medicine please rise? President Mahoney, the degree Doctor of Medicine is awarded only to those who have demonstrated outstanding ability and knowledge, as well as the diligence and personal strength of character necessary to be a physician. These candidates have completed all the requirements established by the School of Medicine, and on behalf of its faculty, I am pleased to recommend them to you for conferral of the degree Doctor of Medicine.
In accordance with this recommendation, and by the virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I confer upon each of you the degree Doctor of Medicine, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto appertaining. Congratulations to each of you.
You all can be seated. Dr. Nasra Surwa Achampam. Dr. Jace Betrell. Dr. John Bells. Dr. Ryan Bowman. Dr. Kristen Ray Cecil. Dr. Rachel Christofferson.
Dr. Christopherson sounds good, doesn't it?
Dr. Jordan Ashley Fisher.
That's good. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Good job.
Dr. Bailey Nicole Flam. Dr. Abby May Fox. Dr. Travis Stephen Falk. Dr. Molly Claire Garrity. Dr. Sristi Sworn Goel. Dr. Kelly Aziza Gorel. Dr. Christine Rose Grubb. Dr. Quentin Marcel Guillory. Dr. Hannah Shaver Gutzweiler. Dr. Gregory Harrison Harpring. Hey, congratulations. Dr. Bredesen Andrew Hartman. Dr. Bailey June Hester. Dr. Shemariah Leish Israel. Dr. Musa Cameron. Congrats, Musa. Dr. Tatiana Simone Kelly. I'm getting ahead of that.
I'm sorry.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Dr. Roberta Lynn Keppen. Dr. Leighton Kraft. Dr. Grace Kumar. Dr. Catherine Diane Lincoln. Dr. Emily Lou Lister.
You brought a nice breeze. There you go. Congratulations.
Dr. Mustafa Maher Mahmood. Dr. Zachary McCallops.
Sounds good, doesn't it?
Dr. Andrew Scott McClintock. Putting him is his father, Roger McClintock, a graduate of SIU. Dr. Tyler McGowan. Dr. Pooja Mehta. Dr. Megan Elizabeth Meinke. You're welcome. Dr. Amber Meyer. Dr. Roxana Jeanette Moraga. Dr. Maria Isabel Mosley Colon.
We've got some supporters there. Congratulations.
Hooding her is her mother, a graduate of SIU School of Medicine, Dr. Hild Mosley. Dr. Ryan Charles Miller. Congratulations, Ryan. Dr. Alexandria Molink. Dr. Brett William Nelson. Dr. Anthony J. Nestler. Dr. Nicholas J. Nospish. Dr. Zachary Packlin. Dr. Payal Patel. Dr. Rachel Alice Plantholt. Dr. Claire Elizabeth Rebholz. Hooding her will be her father, a graduate of SIU School of Medicine, Dr. Andrew Varney. Dr. Adam Richard Riggs. Dr. Matthew A. Riley. Dr. Rukmini Roy. Dr. Benjamin Tyler Ryan. Dr. Michael John Sabo. Dr. Bethany Hope Salm. Dr. Rachel Lynn Schmalsoff. Dr. Sarah Ann Shue. Dr. Taylor Alexis Shelton. Dr. Stephanie Michelle Short. Dr. Connor Michael Stephenson. Congratulations.
Dr. Stephenson, I presume. Sounds good, doesn't it, sir? Great job.
Dr. Audra Joy Storm.
Storm on a sunny day. That's a good job. There you go. Congratulations.
Dr. Skylar Taylor. Dr. Chad Michael Thompson. Congratulations. Dr. SIU Veja. Dr. Emily Wade.
Dr. Wade, I presume. That's good. Way to go. Great job.
Dr. Morgan Christina Watts. Congratulations.
Dr. Watts, way to go.
Dr. Alexandria Chloe Wellman. Congratulations. Dr. Patrick Whelan. Dr. Alexander Weston Warwicks. Dr. William Cody Yarnell. Dr. Kevin Yum. Congratulations to the class of 2021, SIU School of Medicine. I'd like to ask the graduates to stand and turn around and thank all those people up there sweating in those bleachers for everything.
Well, congratulations again. On behalf of the faculty, administration, the staff, and all of your fellow learners, to each of you, new doctors, new graduates, I say congratulations. I welcome you as colleagues to the profession of medicine. All of us at the SIU School of Medicine are very, very proud of you. You are members of an amazing class, the class of 2021, and it's an amazing class. Also, following up on what Mr. Curtis said, I thank all of you who could join us in person today, and I thank all of you who are listening or watching today who would have liked to have been here. Parents, spouses, children, relatives, friends. I thank you all for the support that you have given these graduates, the class of 2021. Your support, your care, your encouragement have allowed each graduate of the School of Medicine to leave it a better place than when you came here. There's no doubt about that. Each of you makes every faculty member a better teacher, a better scholar, a better researcher, a better clinician. There's just no doubt. Don't underestimate that, I would say. And I can't thank all of you up there enough for nurturing them so that they could do that for us. Thank you so much. So I think you all know that we live in unprecedented times. The first pandemic in a century, in a time of scientific achievement that has never been seen before, in the time of deployment of space-age messenger RNA vaccines that will revolutionize public health, not just for this pandemic, but for diseases of all kinds. We live in an age of dramatic change in electronic communication that will alter civilization in ways we've not seen since the printing press sparked societal upheavals that led to the Reformation, the Renaissance, and the Industrial Revolution. Actually, I think that's all pretty true. And that means that opportunities and challenges abound. And in more ways than one, it's actually a great time to be alive, for sure. And COVID-19 pandemic has been a great time of learning. Amid uncertainty, we've had to learn progressively to put safety first and then develop plans and policies and then alter those plans and policies as accurate new information unfolds. We worried at first that COVID-19 was easily transmitted on surfaces, on groceries, on our mail, on our clothes, but we learned over time that almost all transmission occurs through droplets and aerosols in coughing, sneezing, talking, and singing. And then there was some early concern that the virus could be transmitted by dogs, and in some communities, dogs were quarantined. But the World Health Organization, WHO, announced that dogs could not contract or transmit the virus. And the dogs that were previously quarantined were released. In essence, who let the dogs out, right? We learned other things too. We learned not to cut our own hair. At least I did. We learned that COVID really put a damper on comedy. For months, no one walked into a bar. Yeah, okay. I could go on and on with this stuff. Anyway, and we learned that the spread of COVID-19 is based solely on two things. One, the density of the population, and two, how dense the population is. Yes. Anyway, thanks to the graduates of the class of 21 for all you've done during this time of great change and great opportunity. Fully 1/3 of your educational time at SIU School of Medicine has occurred during the reign of COVID-19. Through it, you've been collaborators, innovators, and helpers. You've responded when needed. This crisis has brought out the best in you. It's brought out the best in all your colleagues at SIU School of Medicine. It's brought out the best in our partners, and it's brought out the best in our communities. We and you are stronger for that. We and you have emerged more resilient, more creative, and much wiser. Actually, 3 times during the pandemic, colleagues of yours have said to me in an unsolicited manner, the people at SIU are very kind. That's nice. Stronger, resilient, creative, wiser, kinder. That's a good result. And also the pandemic forced us to do things we knew we should, but we couldn't bring ourselves to do in normal times. So I'll give you an example of this. In 2006, my wife convinced me to join some friends for a medical trip to Honduras. That's the first of 6 trips that I took there. We signed with a fledgling outfit, Global Medical Brigades, a handful of physicians, 20 undergrads from Marquette University, and a couple of supervisors. Our mission was to provide medical care in villages in the mountains of southern Honduras and to develop public health programs that local community leaders could administer themselves. The Honduran organization that sponsored this was Sociedad Amigos de los Niños, the Society of Friends of the Children, led by Sister Maria Rosa Legal, who for decades had provided medical care and social care for those who needed it most, in orphanages, hospitals, clinic, with clothing, food, comfort, medicines. And she is officially known as the Mother Teresa of Central America, and she unfortunately passed away a few months ago. But Sister Maria Rosa had a clear vision for improvement in public health and encouraged members of the brigade to help the communities themselves identify and develop their own programs for first aid, water sanitation, immunizations, and things like that. One evening, as we were preparing our bags of medicine and eyeglasses for our first trip into the mountains the next day, we got a surprise visit from Sister Maria Rosa at that time. She was 79 years old in 2006. She spoke perfect English and was a very garrulous lady. And speaking that perfect English, she gave us our charge the next day and told us how she laid the groundwork with each village to accept our challenge to improve public health. So after a few comments from the students, it was clear that some clarification was needed, so I said a few words. Sister Maria Rosa said excitedly, "He's got it. He understands. Listen to him. He knows my program. Let's give Jerry the clap." Yeah, maybe not perfect English that she spoke, but I don't know. So we had a good start on the first trip. We got a hang of engaging community leaders. The 4th day was the big day, though. That's our biggest challenge, a rugged, long journey up into the mountains in the back of pickup trucks to San Juan de Flores. And whenever the brigades go to that town, they have a fiesta, they have a party. So the village band came. They had all homemade string instruments. They performed country western style music. The villagers and some of us danced in the dusty town square. As I saw a patient, the violinist leaned over and whispered in my ear, "Today we are your radio." And I think they were. Anyway, that day in San Juan de Flores, 1,000 people came for medical care. There were only 9 providers, and by Honduran law, one of the providers had to be a Honduran physician. And that day, that physician was Dr. Roberto Sanchez. And so we all set up in one room in a grade school. I sat with my interpreter at one station. Right beside me to my right was Dr. Sanchez at his grade school desk. He stood up and hugged each patient as they approached, and then he sat down and leaned over his desk and listened intently to each one. The patients had his undivided attention. Behind Sanchez was a table for physical exams, which he used for about 1 out of every 10 patients. During the afternoon break, Dr. Sanchez approached me, and he seemed very serious. He said, "Dr. Cruz, I see you're a very good doctor. You give very good care. But I have one question for you. Why do you do a physical exam on every patient? You know, if you listen carefully, most of the time, the patients will tell you exactly what they have. You only need a physical sometimes. And listen to this. If you listen to the lungs every time, it's almost always normal, and your senses will become dulled by the routine. You will become less accurate in your diagnosis." Whoa, I was speechless at that point, but you know, he was correct. He had just articulated Bayes' theorem for the physical examination, correct? Right. The best odds of predicting the diagnosis, the post-test probability, was given by the pre-test probability, was elevated by applying the physical exam when it was most likely to yield a positive result. I know that's a mouthful, but that's mathematical probability science, and that's what we should always practice as physicians. And quite frankly, it is the basis of telemedicine. So I knew from that moment that properly applied telemedicine would lead to better care, more efficient visits, less travel, less time away from work, and more accurate diagnosis. Early in the pandemic, in March through June of 2020, I think you all know that we were able to maintain continuity with our patients because of telemedicine visits. We did them because we had to maintain the continuity, and for the added benefit that we actually got paid for them for the first time. access to care actually improved. And we found that our elderly patients liked to phone with FaceTime better than WebEx or Zoom because they were familiar with it, because that's how they contacted their kids and grandkids in faraway places. So the added benefit for doctors on the FaceTime visits was we got to see the patients at home, got to do a better functional assessment with them in their usual environment. We could see the fall hazards. We saw the medicine chest. We saw their family photos. We were close to them, proximate, in contact, actually closer than we had ever been before. So we learned during the pandemic what we knew all along, that we will deliver better, more effective care if we understand the patient in the context of their environment. Contact, real contact with undivided attention is most important. So I recently read a book, Humankind, A Hopeful History, by Rutger Bregman. As Bregman completed a section on racism in America and South Africa, he wrote this: looking back on the most hopeful shifts in recent decades, we see that trust and contact were instrumental every time. Looking back on the most hopeful shifts in recent decades, we see that trust and contact were most instrumental every time. And that's the message I want to leave with you today. Almost always, when people of different cultures, backgrounds, color, education have close contact in personal settings, they really come to like each other. When silos are torn down, when artificial intellectual borders are erased, when the warmth of personal living circumstance is experienced together, people like each other. You will now take the next step in your lives. Don't look too far ahead. Experience the next few years fully. They will be unforgettable experiences. You will develop more friendships for a lifetime. And I will ask each of you to escape your usual zone of comfort and make an effort to have regular contact, both professional and personal, with others who reside outside your zone of comfort. Experience the context of their life. And I need to take my own advice here for sure. I think we'll all be better for it. To end the book, Humankind, A Hopeful History, Bregman gives 10 rules to live by. The first rule is this: when in doubt, assume the best. When in doubt, assume the best. As I read this commentary on the rule, I thought of my grandmother, Lizzie Bleefnick. When I was in grade school on Saturday mornings, I attended confirmation instruction classes at a church. One Saturday, my mom and dad dropped me off early at Grandma's house, a block from the church, and I was looking at my lesson in Luther's Small Catechism, and Grandma asked me what I was studying. And I replied, the 8th Commandment, thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. I was proud of my memorization, you know. But with a little freedom of paraphrase, Grandma said this: you should not deceitfully belie, betray, slander, or defame others, but defend them, speak well of them, and put the best construction on everything. Yes, indeed. Put the best construction on everything. When in doubt, assume the best. It's not the easiest thing to do. In actuality, it's a very, very difficult thing to do, and it's a very, very uncomfortable thing to do as well. But it's good advice and a good philosophy for having close contact with those whom you ordinarily might not. You, the class of 2021, will make a big difference, individually and collectively, professionally and personally, for people, for families, for communities, for populations, for the world. We're very proud of you. You make us smile. Thank you. Okay. Dr. Winkleman, your turn.
Thank you, Dean. It is such a joy to be here and join you today on behalf of the Alumni Society Board of Governors and our 3,000 alumni. One of the great privileges and challenges of my time with the board has been selecting our distinguished alumni, a privilege because I get to see the truly amazing work our alumni are doing, not only in Illinois and in the United States, but literally around the globe. And a challenge because it's difficult to narrow the decision down amidst so many accomplishments. Today we get to celebrate 4 alumni. First, Dr. Andrew Miller, class of 2005, a physician, scientist, author, and editor. is the inaugural recipient of the SIU School of Medicine Early Career Achievement Award. We presented his award virtually a few weeks ago. Please join me in congratulating Dr. Miller. Dr. Ronald Romanelli, class of 1983, is the recipient of the 2021 Distinguished Alumni Achievement Award. Dr. Romanelli holds 3 degrees from SIU, was president of the Orthopedic Center of Illinois in Springfield for over 20 years. His career, filled with mentoring, is praised by SIU residents and faculty, including honoring of his contributions by establishing the Ronald R. Romanelli Trauma Lectureship. One of his nominators describes him as an icon of the orthopedic division, nationally recognized for his skills as a surgeon, and has contributed in countless ways to the students and residents of SIU for the entirety of his career. He has held leadership roles and served on countless committees during his career at both Memorial Medical Center and St. John's Hospital. His impact is seen in orthopedic practices around Illinois and the United States, filled with students and residents who benefited from his expertise. Please join me in congratulating Dr. Romanelli.
Well, I'm honored. This is like 30 years of leadership. I need everybody to fan like the wave in the same direction, because everybody's going like that and it seems a little counterproductive here. Thank you, everybody. Thank you very much. I'd like to thank the Dean, School of Medicine, the Alumni Board, my mentors, Dr. Stauffer, Dr. Utsuka, Ed Curtis, and all the people that I was blessed to work with in the 30 years that I've been here. Last but not least, my wife, who's been by my side throughout my journey. Very important with family, and that's been mentioned so many times. Thank you for this Distinguished Alumni Award. I'm honored to be here, and I'm very grateful the opportunity that SIU School of Medicine has given me, just like it's given all of you. You'll use that in your lifetime. It'll be very valuable, and this day is just the start of your journey. I have 3 boys, one that I was able to hood a few years ago. I have my second son. I have 3 boys, and my second son is an orthopedic PA, which I love that. And my last is getting his MBA degree at WashU. So I'm very proud. I'm blessed with my family, as you guys should be, the family that supported you. But I've also been blessed with all the patients I've been able to help in my career. You will do the same thing, and it's a very, very rewarding, noble career. Again, it's great to be here and see faces and not masks. You guys have really worked hard through this hard time, as the Dean said. It's an exciting opportunity to be here with no COVID restrictions. And could you imagine what it would be like if we had masks on today? That would be rough. So it's time to use your knowledge and your skill. The world needs doctors like you. And as John Wooden, UCLA famous basketball leader and coach, said, success comes from knowing you did your best to become the best that you are capable of being. So my advice to you is to always strive to be the best you can be for you, for your family, and your patients. Congratulations, class of 2021.
Dr. Constance Shabazz, class of 1986, is the recipient of the 2021 Distinguished Alumni Service Award. Dr. Shabazz has devoted her professional life to healthcare social justice, always working with and in underserved communities of color. She partnered with a number of organizations serving those living with HIV and AIDS as a member of the Southside HIV/AIDS Resource Providers, advocating for equitable services for all marginalized communities. She has been involved in innovative treatments of substance use disorders while working at the Chicago Addictions Treatment Center, and served as the Chief Medical Officer at Aunt Martha's Youth Services in South Suburban Chicago, where she built the program from 3 small clinics to a federally qualified health center with multiple sites. She has exemplified the mantra at SIU of being a lifelong learner by obtaining a Master's of Public Health from St. Xavier University and a Master's of Public Administration from the John F. Kennedy School of Government at Harvard University. She used those skills to establish her own consulting firm in 2009, through which she has provided technical assistance and program development for numerous community health centers across the country. One of her nominators describes her as epitomizing what a human-centered physician looks like. Please join me in congratulating Dr. Constance Shabazz. Congratulations, ma'am.
Dr. Cruz, I just want to say that I could have shared with you my speech because you started out with all of the elements that I have included in my short speech. First of all, I want to give all praise for anything that I've done of good to God. And I want to thank my family members, those who are here with us and those not, especially my 91-year-old aunt. I thank the SIU Alumni Society Board of Governors for this award, but there are many more who are more deserving, and I hope that I can live up to the honor of representing them here today. I'd like to speak to you graduates. You are already in the midst of 4 years of hard work, and now you found yourself in 14 months of another challenge, a once-in-a-life challenge. But all of these are experiences that are tools for your toolbox that you will use, we hopefully will use, to help you throughout your professional and personal life. But the most important tool we hope that you have acquired is the tool of compassion. Compassion is not just what you say to others, but how you listen, hear, and respond to the physical, mental, and emotional needs of your patients. Two physicians, Steve Taziak and Anthony Marzilli, wrote a book called Compassionomics, and it talks about the difference between the science of medicine and the art of medicine. You see, the science of medicine is all those wonderful facts and data that you've collected and the technology that has been developed that you will utilize to diagnose and treat patients. On the other hand, the art of medicine is how we treat the patient. And when I say treat, we're talking about it in the sense of what we do, not do to them, but for them. How we connect with them on a human, emotional level. You know, the U.S. has been rated for decades now at the top of the list of the developed countries for the amount of money we spend on health and health care. And that's roughly 20% of the GDP. But yet, for decades, the U.S. has been at the bottom of that same list as far as health and health care outcomes. I dare say that it's not the lack of innovation in science and technology that has put us in this position. I do dare say that I believe it is because of the lack of enough compassion in the exam room, at the bedside, and now across a computer screen. And we are sorely in need of compassion in our economics. If all of these innovations and technology is not available and distributed equitably, we as a society have failed. This availability and distribution should not be based on what's in one's wallet or not, whether or not you are from a marginalized community or not, whether or not you have access to 5G or adequate internet access or a six-figure salary in a neighborhood with Starbucks or not. We have already experienced a fallout of such a system within the past 14 months. So I challenge you, commence today to change this. Become adept and proficient in being a compassionate human being and professional. Learn to become as skillful and proficient in hearing and responding to the human emotional heart as you are in responding to the mechanical sound of the beating heart. Godspeed, good luck, make a positive difference, and thank you for this honor.
Dr. Eric Constance, class of 1988, was the 2020 recipient of the Distinguished Alumni Award. Dr. Constance has been at SIU from his days as an undergraduate at SIU Edwardsville and found a home that he never needed to leave, completing medical school and then internal medicine residency and chief of resident year at SIU in 1992. After working in the Division of Internal Medicine, Dr. Constance became the Associate Dean for Student Affairs in 1996 and continues to serve the school in that role today. He has been recognized by students repeatedly as an exemplary teacher, being chosen for honorary roles at graduation and recognized with teaching awards multiple times, including receiving the Golden Apple Award for Excellence in Teaching from my class in 2002. One of his nominators notes that his ability to reduce complex systems to a simple but elegant core remains his unique gift. Student satisfaction scores consistently place SIU in the top 1% of U.S. medical schools, and much of that can be traced to the care, commitment, and dedication to the well-being of students that Dr. Constance brings to his job. Another of his nominators notes, he has consistently made his office more than a repository for student records and general advice. He knows each student and is able to give each one the counsel that suits their needs. Please join me in congratulating Dr. Eric Constance.
Thank you. Matt, you were so nice. You know, he hasn't changed since, what, 2002? I have a list of thanks, but I'm sweating, and I'm going to go pretty quick here. But I do want to thank one individual in particular, and that's my mom, who's up here in the audience today. And thanks, Mom. You guys have been raised in a very unique environment, and I don't know if you know it yet. Some of you will have to go somewhere else to fully realize the 4-year experience that you've had here. Some of the things I'd like to point out, the close friendships that you've made while you've been here. I can just tell you that some of the students in the audience with you today will probably be your best friends for the rest of your life. I know I can say that. And that's very unique. Number two, you guys have been trained to learn for life. Lifelong learning is not just something we say. It's something in the culture that is about always striving to learn a little bit more, okay? And you guys have done it, and you're going to continue to do it. You're going to continue to be outstanding problem solvers, okay? A lot of schools where they had traditional curriculums, students didn't really learn how to solve problems. And it's something that going forth, particularly what Dr. Cruz was saying, if you listen to your patients, they will tell you what's wrong with them. They will tell you. You just have to open up your ears. I think the other thing that's very unique is that you guys have taken care of each other for 4 years. I always throw that out at first year orientation, and I think some people think that it's not real, but it is real. And you have looked out for each other and helped each other and made sure that when the times were tough, there was always somebody there for you, hopefully one of your friends for life. I also think you have probably formed mentorships that you will take with you forever. Don't forget your mentors. You know, we like to hear from you guys. And there's nothing wrong with reaching out and you know, asking us something or just to know how you're doing and what you're up to. So take care and make sure that you appreciate those mentorships. I want to remind you the last time, the 3 rules, because they still apply. Be on time. Don't make excuses. Okay? Own what we do. Our best way of learning sometimes is to make mistakes. And there's nothing wrong with making mistakes. We're all human. So please don't hesitate to feel that way. Lastly, you know, I've changed this one, and I think it's the most important, and it's ask for help, okay? Don't feel like you're in a situation where you can't ask the people next to you or the people above you for help. That's what they're there for, okay? And it should be easy by this point, okay? So don't hesitate to ask for help. Something to pass on for later. As you get older, you realize life goes really fast, faster every year. Before you know it, the next year's there. Now, I will say COVID's been a little longer than usual, but I don't leave it out there. If there's something you want to do, do it. because it goes so fast. And you guys remember when I told you, again, as first years, I expect you to work hard, but I expect you to play hard too and enjoy life and enjoy family. Two last things. Remember, it's about your patients. It's not about you. And that will take you far. You guys are well trained in every aspect. You are ready for the challenge ahead of you. Don't stress, don't worry about it. Just show up and do your best. And that will be good enough, I promise you. Lastly, make sure that you wear sunscreen. Thank you.
Okay. It's my pleasure to announce the recipients of the Leonard Humanism in Medicine Awards. These special honors are given to a graduating student and to a graduating faculty member who are judged to be exemplary in their compassion and sensitivity in the delivery of care to patients and family members. Two individuals have been identified by the faculty, residents, and students as individuals who exhibit this highest standard of humanism in medicine. Will Dr. Alexander Warwicks please step forward? Alex, come on up here for a second. I got a few things to say. Dr. Warwicks now holds the degree Doctor of Medicine from Southern Illinois University School of Medicine. Hey, there you go. He entered our programs with a commitment to equity and inclusion and dedication to the most vulnerable people and communities. The nominator wrote this: Alexander is the epitome of humanism. He's a passionate, well-spoken advocate and ally. His commitment to humanism is natural and unwavering. As chair of Internal Medicine Interest Group, he set up many volunteer community health clinics. He's helped us build trust and focus care on those who need it the most. Dr. Alexander Warwicks epitomizes the compassionate physician. Thank you. Yeah, that's good. So you can say a few words if you'd like. So, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, wow. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody. This is such a surprise, but I really wanted to do this job just because I want to put smiles on people's faces. At the end of the day, I want to put, other people first, my patients first, and this has been my dream job, especially inspired by my mother. She's right there, Dr. Cheryl Anthony Warwicks, who's also the alumni of SIU. And I also want to thank my parents, my grandparents, for raising me the way I am and just bringing me into this world. And I want to thank my classmates for supporting me, every part of who I am. You all support me. And I'm going to miss you guys so much. So.
Way to go. Great job. Really fabulous. So, yeah. Okay. Will Dr. Stacy Sotovia please step forward? Dr. Sotovia is Associate Professor of Internal Medicine, a graduate of the SIU School of Medicine. It's been my honor to know Dr. Sotovia for quite some time now. That's good. Her student nominator wrote this: working with Dr. Sotovia in patient care settings is nothing short of inspiring, rejuvenating, and is the prime example of pure vulnerability and humanity of medicine on full display. Wow, that's great. She cares so deeply for her patients that she goes the extra mile to get to know her patients, their families, their friends. She treats patients as people first. So, Stacy, thank you so much. Yeah, great job. I'm glad you won this. This is good. If you'd like to say a few words, that would be fine. Get this flap out of the way.
Wow, thank you so much, doctors. I'm absolutely humbled. Thank you for making me the teacher that I am. I'm inspired by students every day and I love it. Good luck to all of you. Have fun. Thank you.
Dr. Sotovia is a certified culinary medicine specialist as well, and her taste in cars ain't bad either, right? That's right. That's right. Okay. I'd now like to recognize Dr. Rukmini Roy, chair of the class of 2021. The podium is yours.
Okay, before I start, our Golden Apple recipient was Dr. Nancy Henry, who couldn't be here today. So Dr. Bailey Flam will be saying a few words on her behalf. Bailey.
Hey guys, so like Dr. Roy said, I don't know, I hope you can hear me. Dr. Nancy Henry, she's the recipient of the Golden Apple Teaching Award, and it's voted on by our class as an award for outstanding teaching. I know I speak for all of us when I say just by having her as a teacher, we're all going to be much better physicians and just better people. So Dr. Henry couldn't be here with us, her daughter's wedding was today, but she did want me to mention that it was a very tough choice. So she asked me to read the following. Dear doctors and alumni of the class of 2021, first, thank you for such an honor. I do not have the words to say how much this means to me. Second, I remember you all as a class and as individuals. Congratulations. I am so happy for you. I am also very proud of you. Remember all the good times while you were medical students, especially during the first year in Carbondale. I am so fortunate that I was able to be a part of your steps forward and some of the good times. Remember all the great friends you made in medical school. I hope that they will become and remain lifelong friends. I wish you all success and happiness. And if I can do her justice here, you are awesome. Thank you, Nancy Henry.
So for those of you who don't know me, today's your lucky day. I'm Rick Minnie Roy, and I've had the privilege to serve as class chair for the class of 2021 for the past few years. I want to start off by thanking our families, our friends, and our loved ones who have supported us along the way. Many of them are present with us today, and several who couldn't be. I also want to thank our faculty, our staff, and the administration for all of their efforts to support us the last few years. Today, though, what I want to do with the few minutes I have is to honor my classmates. This class is nothing short of exceptional. I have been learning from my classmates since the day I stepped into the halls of Lindegren Hall in Carbondale, Illinois. Some things I learned very quickly. I learned that Hercules had a brother, and his name is Dr. Leighton Kraft. I learned that there are certain individuals in the world who do all of law school and then want to do all of medical school, and I even met one in person. His name is Dr. Sai Balasubramaniam, MD-JD as of today. I learned that time is never to be wasted when one student raised her hand the second day of orientation and said, "When are we going to talk about school?" Today I know her as Dr. Kristen Cecil. When learning about the heart, I tried to speculate what a man's vitals would be if he had 6 espresso shots all at once. Turns out I could have just asked Dr. Nick Nospish. I also got an idea of what I would name my pilot episode of my Carbondale ER medical show, Missing Teeth at Midnight, starring Dr. Adam Riggs. My classmates often also left me in awe of them. For one, how does Dr. Alex Warwicks never get tired despite being a leader of almost every group at SIU? And how does Dr. Allie Wellman always find 5 things to be happy about? And lastly, how does Dr. Maria Mosley know so many facts about legitimately everything? Time to spend together dwindled throughout the years, what with the pressures of Step 1, clerkship, Step 2, CK, and we can probably all count the precious time we spent waiting for our refunds for Step 2, CS. It wasn't always easy to get together, but we played just as hard, sometimes a little harder than we worked. But when you spend 4 very integral years of your training with 70-some people in small towns, you do more than just study and go out together. We all depended on one another to help each other adapt to the countless rigors of medical school. We all encouraged each other to take care of ourselves when we studied for an exam that nearly sent everyone spiraling. And in our final years, we helped each other decide what kind of physician we want to be while in the middle of a pandemic. We marched for justice together, we mourned the loss of loved ones together, and this week we celebrated how hard we've worked for 4 years to get to this day. I would consider this class to be somewhat married, as we've really taken each other for better or for worse, in sickness and in health, for richer, for poorer, to love and to cherish till this day does us part. I really do look forward to hearing about the accomplishments my classmates will be making in both their specialties and their communities, because I know the class of 2021 to have hearts of gold. They go above and beyond for their families, friends, loved ones, and mostly for their patients. When they hit a roadblock, they find several ways to go around it and accomplish their goal. When we heard about virtual interviews, we bought ring lights and HD cameras. When we were told no paper exams first year, we still got paper exams first year. And we are innovative and always up for a challenge. We recognize injustice and we don't idly stand by as it happens. I know that several residency and research programs are about to land some of the most well-trained and caring physicians. So I'm sure you'll hear it several times today, but you deserve to hear it every time. A very large congratulations to the class of 2021. You're going to do incredible things.
Thanks. I agree. Great class. So the SIU School of Medicine really exists for two main reasons. One, to optimize the health of the people of Central and Southern Illinois, and two, to advance the discipline of medicine and thereby fulfill the global vision of the School of Medicine, better health for all, wherever they might be. And we do that by developing programs that are effective, efficient, equitable, and enjoyable, right? So on behalf of the faculty and administration of the SIU School of Medicine, on behalf of our great partner organizations, I welcome you again as colleagues. We wish you always the best. The class of 2021, congratulations, doctors. So this graduation ceremony is now complete, and this ends our convocation. Your commencement has begun. And I don't know if we've got pomp and circumstance or not coming out. We're going to get it here. Got it?